My name's Rodney, and last week we began a series called Power Play, where we talked about how we all have a secret superpower residing inside of us. I know that sometimes, especially in middle school, it can feel like you don't have any power at all. But last week we learned that you actually have a lot of power, and that power is unleashed when you give something away for the sake of loving and serving someone else. And today we're going to talk about a second way we can become more powerful. But first, have you ever played the game rock, paper, scissors? It is a great game to play when you have to decide who gets to ride shotgun or who gets the bigger bedroom at home, or decide something really serious, like who gets to drink the last Mountain Dew. Now, what is interesting about this game is that most of us believe that it is a game of complete chance, and that everyone, regardless of their age, their height, their athletic ability, has an equal chance of winning. But what if I told you that wasn't true? What if I told you there was a powerful strategy to winning at rock, paper, scissors? I know, your brain just exploded. This strategy is so powerful that it increases your chance to win every time you play. Seriously, scientists tell us it's true. Now, before I reveal this top secret strategy, you all have to promise to reveal it to no one. Otherwise, we'll all lose our advantage. You got it? All right, here is the super secret strategy. If you lose the first round, always switch to the thing that beats the thing your opponent just played. Then if you win, play the hand your losing opponent just played. For example, if you win a round with rock against someone else's scissors, they are about to switch to paper, and you should switch to scissors. You got it? Good. Now, think of all the shotgun seats and Mountain Dews you're going to win by knowing this powerful strategy. We clearly all like winning games, but what if you could have a foolproof strategy like this one for winning in your relationships, especially the relationships where you feel like you might be losing? Have you ever felt powerless in a certain relationship? Maybe someone did something to you or said something about you, and you don't know what to do about it. Maybe there's a group of friends at school you'd love to be a part of, but you can't seem to find your way in. Or maybe you're in a position where you feel like someone is lording their authority over you or treating you unfairly, but there is nothing you can do to stop it. We've all been there, haven't we? Whether it was a coach, a teacher, a parent, a friend, we all know what it's like to feel powerless in a relationship. When that happens, when you feel like you have no control, the emotions creep in, don't they? You feel frustrated. You feel a sense of injustice. It's frustrating to feel like someone else has power over your day and over your emotions. It can make you feel so small, and no one likes to feel small. Now, most of us react in one of two ways when we feel powerless. We either get mad or we get sad. Now, who are my mad people? Who are the people when someone is in control over you, you feel like throwing something or punching something or yelling at something, right? Yeah, that doesn't really help the situation, does it? Now, who are my sad people? You're the ones when you feel powerless, you lock yourself in your room to sulk or to mope or to cry or to listen to really sad emo songs on repeat. But do you know the problem with these two reactions? When we feel mad or sad, that's usually when we give ourselves an excuse for doing something bad. For some reason, when we feel hurt by someone, we feel like we have a free pass to do something stupid or to say something mean or to do something hurtful, to turn our back on a relationship or to make them pay. But that never makes things better, does it? It's a terrible strategy. But what if I told you that there was a way to turn the tables? What if I told you that there was a way to shift the power back into your hands without responding in a way that leads to something bad? What's interesting is that the Bible actually talks a lot about this scenario. It says we actually have more power than we think we do, and it teaches us a strategy to harness and leverage that power in a pretty incredible way. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Let's take a look at one of the places where the Bible talks about this. The Apostle Paul, one of the earliest leaders in Christianity, wrote a letter to a group of Christians living in Rome during the time when Rome was the most powerful nation in the world. But while Rome had a ton of power, the Christians who lived there did not. In fact, the Roman government hated Christians. I mean, talk about having no power. These Christians were powerless to do anything. They were being marginalized and persecuted and even killed. So just think of a time when you felt the most powerless in a relationship and multiply that by 1,000,000. That's how the Christians in Rome felt. During this incredibly difficult time, Paul wrote to them about power. And here's what he says in his letter to the Romans. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. Whoa. Remember, these Christians were being thrown in jail and even killed just for being Christians. But Paul comes along and he tells them not to repay evil with evil. In other words, he didn't want them to use their power as an excuse to do something bad, regardless of how they felt. Now listen to what he says next. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. This is more powerful than you can imagine. He says, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you. I love this because in the middle of someone feeling powerless, he tells us that there is something we can control. No matter the circumstance, we always have the power to decide how we will respond. And what's interesting is he doesn't talk at all about what the other person did or what the other person might have said. He just tells us to focus on ourselves, on what we can control. Paul tells us to live at what? At peace. When we feel powerless, when we've been wronged, he says quit focusing on what they did and focus instead on how we can live at peace with them. There is nothing more surprising to someone who has hurt you than when you turn the tables and respond in peace. It really is shocking. Peace is a powerful way to respond to someone. In fact, when you've been hurt, peace is your most powerful play. All of us have the power to live at peace, even with people who have hurt us. Let me give you 2 quick practical things you can use as a strategy to take a step towards peace when you felt wronged in a relationship. The first one is to simply get over it. The easiest thing to do is just move on. You don't have to take it to heart. You don't have to take it personally or be offended. Realize people will make mistakes and just get over it. People aren't perfect. Your parents aren't perfect. Your teachers aren't perfect. Your friends aren't perfect. We all make mistakes. And sometimes the best thing to do is just simply forgive and move on. But the second thing is this: pray for peace. Sometimes peace really is difficult to find. So ask God to help you. Often peace isn't a natural reaction. When you're wronged, you may want to respond with anger or in sadness, but pray for peace instead. You may want to hurt them the way they've hurt you, but take a step back and remember, God loves these people and made them in His image. Your kindness may not be what they expect to receive, but maybe that's what makes it so powerful. You have the power when you respond with peace. Now, will this fix everything? No, probably not. But even though it's difficult, you have the power to turn the tables around in a relationship by doing something no one would expect: choosing peace. It's easy to do something bad when we've been hurt, but peace is what powerful people choose. And we're all more powerful than we think. When it comes to relationships, peace is your most powerful play.